Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This time I'll be showing you how you can get the Leave No Stone Unturned Achievement / trophy for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Now the first piece of intel in the game is on the mission S.S.D. and literally just before you go into the pit you want to turn left and you'll see this hangar and the laptop will be inside just like that. Now my next mission, which is Team Player, and when you're making your way through the school you'll eventually come to this corridor and the laptop will be inside this room just by here. Now literally right outside is the next laptop for this level, so you want to keep an eye out for these green lorries that are outside, and the laptop will be on the table just like that on the container. Okay, now the next mission, which is Cliffhanger, and the first laptop for this mission is in the area where you first put on your ski goggles, and you'll see this like watchtower type building with a ladder. But before you do that, you want to take out this guy first, as he can potentially spot you, so you want to do that first. Then you want to climb the ladder just like this to grab the laptop. Okay, now the next laptop of this area, so you want to plant the C4 as you normally do. And when you get to soap, you don't want to go into the building just yet. You want to turn around like we do here, and the laptop will be inside this window just by here. Okay, now the last collectible for this mission is in the snowmobile section. Eventually you'll come to this area where there's like a bunch of trees and you can go either side of them. You want to go through the trees and you'll find the laptop on the floor just like that. Just make sure you drive over the laptop as well to get it. Okay, now the next mission, Takedown, when you get to the favela area, which is this area, you want to follow where I go into this building to find the first laptop for this level, which is just in here. Okay, now the next piece of intel for this level, so you want to continue on a little bit until you see this building where I am, which is yellow and it has a ladder in front of it. You want to climb up the ladder to grab the piece of intel. Now the next piece of intel is a bit further on. Keep an eye out for the blue net. Keep an eye out for the blue netting on the right side, and you'll find the piece of intel in this building. Now the last piece of intel for this mission is towards the end, so keep an eye out for this destroyed car, and you'll see this building on your right side, and the intel will be downstairs next to this table. Okay, now the next mission, which is Wolverines. The first piece of intel is in the petrol station area, which you'll go to during the mission, so you want to go inside here to grab the piece of intel just like this. Now the next piece of intel for this mission is in the banking building, which is on the far left side of this big open area, so you want to come here to this blue building and you'll find the piece of intel inside here just like that. Okay, now the next piece of intel is on the far right side of this area, and it'll be in this destroyed building. It's got a big hole in it, so you want to go through this building to grab the piece of intel just like that. Now the last piece of intel is in Burger Town, and it'll be in the dumpster just outside of it, which is just here. Spent a lot of time there back in the day, nuke boosting on 3.4 on Modern Warfare 2, but we can't do that anymore unfortunately because there's no remastered multiplayer. But anyway, now the next mission is Hornet's Nest, and the first piece of intel is at the very start. So you want to take out all the enemies that you see, and you'll see this building in front of you, and the collectible will be on the table just like that. Okay, now the next piece of intel is in this area where you go down the road for a little bit and you come to this grassy area with like a basketball court, and you'll find that collectible there. Now the next collectible is when you're going up this hill, you'll run past this ice cream shop that'll be on your right side, and you'll see this building. You want to go up this building to grab the piece of intel just like that. Now the last piece of intel for this mission is when Nikolai tries to land the payload, and it'll be directly in front of you just by here, behind the goal. Now the next mission is Exodus, and this is at the very start of the mission more or less, where you'll see this fire engine, and on your left you'll see this like house, and the piece of intel will be inside, just like that. Now moving on a little bit, you'll see like this archway in front of you, which you have to go through anyway, and the piece of intel will be on the right side, just like that. Now the last piece of intel for this mission Exodus is when you're going through all the houses, like on the right side, on the second to last house on the right side, you'll find this piece of intel inside this house. It's literally next to the house that you have to go to get to the next area, where you destroy the SAM turrets, for example. So that's where you'll find it. Now in the next mission, the only easy day was yesterday. This first piece of intel is after you do your first breach, where you free the first set of hostages. When you go upstairs, you want to go left and you'll find this piece of intel, just like that. Now the next piece of intel is after the second breach, where you save the second set of hostages, and it'll be in this room just by here. This is just before you go upstairs to face off the Buzzard helicopter. Now the last piece of intel is in this area, which you'll go to, so you'll go down these stairs and turn around and you find a piece of intel, just like that. Okay, now the next mission, the Gulag. First piece of intel is literally after you go through the big hole in the wall at the start of the mission. You'll see these stairs here and you'll find a piece of intel inside here, just like that. Now the next piece of intel is in the control room, which you have to go to, so make sure you grab this piece of intel before you leave, otherwise you won't be able to grab it. Okay, now the next piece of intel is it's just after the army, so make sure you take out all the enemies. Also, before getting this, make sure you don't rappel down, otherwise you will miss this one and we'll have to restart the mission all over again. Okay, now the last piece of intel is in the room where you free Captain Price. Is literally right behind you on the desk. Now the next mission is on their own accord, and the first piece of intel is in the elevator, which is here, which you have to go to anyway. And you'll see that on your left side. Now the next piece of intel on this mission is in this area, where you'll see some enemies here, and some of them will be trying to pull a cover off like an anti-A turret, and there'll be a guy in that room, so you want to take him out as well. Now the next mission is Contingency. Eventually you'll come to this area where you'll see like 3 people. You can take them out if you want or not, and the piece of intel will be just by there. Okay, now the next piece of intel is when you're invading the base, so it's a bit further on in the mission, and you'll see this hangar that says 33 on it, so you want to go inside here and you'll find a piece of intel, and it'll be in this kitchen just by here. Now the last piece of intel for this mission is in this area, so you want to go where I've gone and you'll find this piece of intel up these stairs in the corner. I quite like getting these pieces of intels because most of them are in like places from like Spec Ops, like this mission for example. The next piece of intel is in Whiskey Hotel, and it's in the White House, which you have to go to, and it'll be on your left on that settee, just like that. Now the last piece of intel for this mission is towards the very end, and as you're going up these stairs you want to go right and you find it in this room, and it's literally before they start activating the flares to avert the airstrike this incoming. Okay, now the next mission, Loose Ends. The first piece of intel is in the main bit of the house, so when you go up into the main house you want to go up the main set of stairs, and you'll need to breach through this room and you'll find the piece of intel in here. Now the next piece of intel is downstairs, so when you breach this room, like this is the room with the army with like all the weapons inside it, and the piece of intel will be inside on your right, just like that. Now the last piece of intel is behind the next door you have to breach, and what you need to do, you need to just run all the way to the small shed that's all the way in the distance, and you'll find the piece of intel. So I have a piece of intel for this mission done, which is good. Now the next mission is The Enemy of My Enemy, and the first piece of intel is literally at the very start of the mission, so you want to go outside the airplane you're in and go into this airplane, and you'll find the piece of intel just up here. Now the next piece of intel for this mission is after you've gone down the slope, and this is towards the end, so after you've gone down the slope, you'll go up like a small hill, then on your left you'll notice like an aeroplane that's on fire, that's all destroyed, and the piece of intel will be inside, just by here on your left. Now for the next mission, just like old times, the first piece of intel is an area where you see the guys watching TV. You can either take him out if you want or leave him, and the piece of intel will be on the right side, so you want to ignore Captain Price for a bit to grab this intel. Now the next piece of intel is in this cave area where some of Shepard's men will engage with you, so you want to take them all out, and just as you're about to leave you want to grab this piece of intel on the left on the table, just like that. Now the next piece of intel, and this is in the area where you encounter some more rancho people that like rappel down from helicopters, and you'll find a piece of intel just by there on the floor. Now the last piece of intel of this mission is in the room where you have to deactivate the door controls, and the collectible will be literally next to Captain Price on the desk, just by there. Now the last piece of intel for this game is at the very start of the last mission, Endgame, and it'll be literally just before you get in the boat, you'll be able to find the piece of intel just like that. Now I hope this video has helped you out. I thoroughly enjoyed playing through the campaign again. It's been good fun playing through the single player game again. It's a shame we don't have any Spec Ops and multiplayer, because Spec Ops and multiplayer was really good on the original. But anyway, I hope this has helped you out, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching.